What single daily habit is secretly destroying your memory faster than aging itself? I'm about to reveal the one habit that's killing your brain cells and share 6 scientifically proven strategies to reverse the damage and restore your memory starting tonight. Stay with me, because this memory-destroying habit is something 80% of seniors do every single day without realizing the devastating impact on their brain, and the solution is simpler than you think. Last year, a 69-year-old woman named Judith couldn't remember her grandchildren's names during family gatherings. She constantly lost her keys and wallet. She felt her mind slipping away and feared the worst. After her doctor identified and helped her stop one specific habit, her memory began recovering within weeks. Her family noticed the difference immediately, and her doctor told her the improvement was remarkable but completely explainable by neuroscience. The memory-killing habit: chronic poor sleep. The single habit destroying your memory faster than anything else is getting less than 7 hours of quality sleep every night. This isn't about occasionally having a bad night. This is about the pattern of inadequate sleep that most seniors accept as normal aging, when it's actually causing severe damage to your brain's ability to form and retain memories. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that during sleep, your brain performs critical maintenance that's absolutely essential for memory. When you don't get enough quality sleep, your brain can't complete this maintenance, and your memories literally disappear. Dr. Maiken Nedergaard, a neuroscientist at the University of Rochester Medical Center, discovered something extraordinary about what happens in your brain during sleep. Your brain has a waste removal system called the glymphatic system that becomes 10 times more active during deep sleep. This system flushes out toxic proteins that accumulate in your brain throughout the day, including beta amyloid, which is the protein that builds up in Alzheimer's disease. Without adequate deep sleep, these toxic proteins remain in your brain, damaging the very cells responsible for forming new memories. Harvard Medical School research confirms that sleep is when your brain transfers information from short-term memory storage to long-term memory storage. If you don't sleep enough, those transfers never happen, and the experiences and information from your day are lost forever. Think about what happens to your memories when you consistently get inadequate sleep. Every conversation you have, every face you meet, every piece of information you learn during the day sits in a temporary storage area of your brain. During deep sleep, your brain reviews all of this information and decides what to keep and what to discard. It strengthens the connections between neurons that hold important memories and weakens the connections holding irrelevant information. This process is called memory consolidation, and it only happens during specific stages of sleep. When you don't reach these deep sleep stages or don't spend enough time in them, your brain never consolidates those memories. They simply vanish. The cumulative effect over months and years is devastating. You're not just forgetting where you put your keys. You're losing entire experiences, conversations, and pieces of knowledge that should be permanent parts of your life story. The consequences of continued poor sleep extend far beyond simple forgetfulness. The National Institutes of Health published research showing that adults who consistently sleep less than 7 hours per night have significantly higher rates of cognitive decline and dramatically increased risk of developing dementia. Poor sleep doesn't just prevent new memory formation. It actually accelerates the death of brain cells in your hippocampus, which is the brain region most critical for memory. This damage becomes irreversible if the pattern continues for years. The good news is that improving your sleep can begin reversing this damage almost immediately. Commit right now to getting 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep every single night. This isn't optional if you want to preserve and restore your memory. Every night of poor sleep is another night your brain can't clean itself or save your memories. Reversal strategy 1. Establish a consistent sleep schedule. Why do people with the best memories all go to bed at the same time every night? Because your brain operates on an internal clock called your circadian rhythm, and this clock controls when your body releases the hormones and chemicals necessary for deep, restorative sleep. Johns Hopkins Medicine has published extensive research showing that irregular sleep schedules confuse your circadian rhythm, preventing your brain from entering the deep sleep stages where memory consolidation occurs. Going to bed at different times each night is like constantly changing time zones. Your brain never knows when it's supposed to initiate the deep sleep processes that save your memories. Dr. Luis de Lecia, a professor of psychiatry at Stanford University, has spent decades studying sleep and memory. His research shows that the brain's memory consolidation processes are tied to specific times in your sleep cycle. These processes don't just happen whenever you're asleep. They happen at particular times after you fall asleep, during specific sleep stages that occur in a predictable sequence. When you go to bed at wildly different times, your brain's internal systems can't coordinate properly. The chemical signals that should trigger deep sleep and memory consolidation arrive at the wrong times. Your sleep quality suffers dramatically, even if you're technically in bed for 8 hours. The result is fragmented sleep that never reaches the depths necessary for proper memory formation and brain cleaning. Consider what happens to someone who goes to bed at 10 p.m. one night, midnight the next, 9 p.m. the following night, and then stays up until 2 a.m. on the weekend. Their brain never establishes a reliable pattern. The systems responsible for deep sleep and memory consolidation are constantly disrupted and confused. Compare this to someone who goes to bed at 10 p.m. and wakes at 6 a.m. every single day without exception. Their brain knows exactly when to release melatonin, when to initiate deep sleep stages, and when to perform memory consolidation. The difference in memory function between these two people is dramatic, regardless of age. My neighbor Russell is 76 and has followed the same sleep schedule for the past 20 years. He goes to bed at 9:30 p.m. and wakes at 5:30 a.m. every single day, including holidays. His memory is sharper than people 30 years younger, and his doctor attributes much of this to his unwavering sleep consistency. The solution requires commitment, but not complexity. Choose a bedtime and wake time that allow for 8 full hours of sleep. Set an alarm for bedtime, not just wake time. 1 hour before your chosen bedtime, begin winding down. At your exact bedtime, get into bed whether you feel tired or not. Wake at the same time every morning using an alarm. Do this 7 days per week, with absolutely no exceptions for weekends, holidays, or social events. Your brain will resist for the first week or two, but it will adapt quickly. Within 2 weeks, you'll start falling asleep more easily and waking more naturally. Within a month, you'll notice improvements in your memory and mental clarity. The key is absolute consistency without exceptions. Start tonight by setting a consistent bedtime and wake time. Your memory recovery begins immediately. Reversal strategy 2. Create a dark, cool sleep environment. Your brain needs complete darkness and coolness to perform its nightly memory maintenance. The Mayo Clinic has published clear guidelines on optimal sleep environments, and their recommendations are based on how your brain responds to temperature and light during sleep. Even small amounts of light can disrupt your brain's production of melatonin, which is the hormone that regulates your sleep-wake cycle and plays a crucial role in memory consolidation. Similarly, if your bedroom is too warm, your body temperature doesn't drop enough to trigger the deep sleep stages where memory formation occurs. Dr. Christopher Winter, a sleep specialist and neurologist, explains that your core body temperature needs to drop by about 2 to 3 degrees Fahrenheit to initiate and maintain deep sleep. This temperature drop is a biological signal that tells your brain it's time to enter the restorative sleep stages. When your bedroom is too warm, your body struggles to achieve this temperature drop. You spend more time in light, fragmented sleep, and less time in the deep sleep stages where your brain consolidates memories and clears toxic proteins. Research from the National Sleep Foundation shows that the optimal bedroom temperature for sleep is between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit. Most people keep their bedrooms much warmer than this, unknowingly sabotaging their sleep quality and memory function. Think about the sleep environment in most bedrooms. Light seeps in from streetlights, digital clocks glow on nightstands, phones flash with notifications, and televisions have standby lights. The room temperature is set to 72 or 75 degrees because that feels comfortable during waking hours. These conditions prevent the deep, restorative sleep your brain needs. Your body never achieves the temperature drop necessary for deep sleep. Your brain continues producing cortisol, a stress hormone, instead of melatonin. You sleep poorly, wake frequently, and never reach the sleep depths where memory consolidation happens. Over time, this chronic shallow sleep destroys your ability to form and retain memories. The solution requires simple environmental changes you can make today. Lower your bedroom temperature to between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit before bed. If you don't have air conditioning, use fans to circulate air. Eliminate every source of light in your bedroom. Cover or remove digital clocks. Turn phones face down or place them in another room. Use blackout curtains or heavy drapes to block outside light. And consider wearing a comfortable sleep mask if complete darkness is impossible. Make your bedroom a cave. Cool, dark, and quiet. These changes cost little or nothing but dramatically improve sleep quality. Within days, you'll notice you're sleeping more deeply and waking more refreshed. Within weeks, your memory function will begin improving as your brain finally gets the environment it needs for proper maintenance. Tonight, make your bedroom a memory restoration zone. Reversal Strategy 3. Stop screen time. 2 hours before bed. What if the device in your hand is erasing the memories you made today? Harvard Medical School has conducted extensive research on how the blue light emitted by phones, tablets, computers, and televisions affects your brain's ability to sleep and form memories. Dr. Charles Czeisler, a professor of sleep medicine at Harvard Medical School, has shown that exposure to blue light in the evening suppresses melatonin production by up to 50%. This isn't a minor inconvenience. This is a direct assault on your brain's ability to enter the sleep states necessary for memory consolidation. Blue light tricks your brain into thinking it's daytime. Your brain stops producing melatonin, the hormone that makes you sleepy and regulates the timing of deep sleep stages. Even if you eventually fall asleep after looking at screens, your sleep architecture is disrupted. You spend less time in REM sleep and deep sleep, which are the stages where memory consolidation occurs. Research from the Lighting Research Center at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute found that 2 hours of iPad use at maximum brightness suppressed melatonin by about 22%, and this suppression delayed sleep onset and reduced sleep quality throughout the night. The memories you should be consolidating during sleep never get properly stored in long-term memory. They're lost forever. Consider the typical evening routine of most seniors. They watch television until 10 p.m., then scroll through their phone in bed for another 30 minutes before trying to sleep. By the time they turn off the lights, their brain has been exposed to hours of blue light. Their melatonin production is suppressed. Their circadian rhythm is confused. Even if they manage to fall asleep, the sleep is shallow and fragmented. The deep sleep stages that should occupy 20% of the night barely occur. Their brain never gets the opportunity to consolidate the day's memories. My friend Nadine is 71 and struggled with memory problems for years. When she finally stopped using screens after 7 p.m., her sleep quality improved dramatically within days. And within a month, she noticed she was remembering conversations and details that would have previously slipped away. The solution is simple, but requires discipline. Decide on your bedtime and count back 2 hours. That's when all screens must be turned off. No television, no computer, no tablet, no phone. If you go to bed at 10 p.m., All screens go off at 8 p.m. Use the 2 hours before bed for reading physical books, having conversations, doing puzzles, or preparing for the next day. If you absolutely must use a device in the evening, install blue light filtering software or wear blue light blocking glasses. But understand these are partial solutions at best. Complete screen elimination 2 hours before bed is the gold standard. Your brain needs this screen-free time to naturally increase melatonin production and prepare for the deep sleep that saves your memories. Put down your device right now and commit to starting this habit tonight. Reversal strategy 4. Exercise daily to boost memory. Supporting sleep. Physical activity is the most powerful natural sleep aid that also rebuilds memory. The University of California has published groundbreaking research showing that regular exercise improves both sleep quality and memory function through multiple mechanisms. Dr. Giselle Suarez-Pasos, a sleep researcher, found that adults who engage in regular aerobic exercise fall asleep faster, sleep more deeply, and wake less frequently during the night compared to sedentary individuals. But the benefits go far beyond just better sleep. Exercise actually stimulates the growth of new neurons in your hippocampus, which is the brain region most critical for forming new memories. When you exercise, your body releases a protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, which acts like fertilizer for your brain cells. BDNF promotes the growth of new neurons and strengthens the connections between existing neurons, particularly in the hippocampus. Research from the University of British Columbia found that regular aerobic exercise increases the size of the hippocampus and improves memory function in older adults. The National Institute on Aging confirms that exercise is one of the few interventions proven to not only slow cognitive decline, but actually reverse it in many cases. The combination of better sleep and increased BDNF production creates a powerful 1-2 punch for memory restoration. Think about what happens in your body and brain when you exercise regularly versus when you remain sedentary. Active people fall asleep faster because physical activity increases sleep pressure throughout the day. They sleep more deeply because their bodies need the recovery that only deep sleep provides. Their brains produce more BDNF, creating new memory-forming neurons and strengthening existing memory pathways. Sedentary people struggle to fall asleep because they haven't created enough sleep pressure. Their sleep is shallow and fragmented. Their brains produce minimal BDNF, leading to gradual loss of neurons and weakening memory pathways. The difference compounds over time. My neighbor Franklin is 73 and walks briskly every morning for 30 minutes. He sleeps soundly every night and routinely impresses his family with his sharp memory and quick recall. The solution is straightforward and requires no gym membership. Walk briskly for 30 minutes every single day, preferably in the morning. Morning exercise is particularly beneficial because it reinforces your circadian rhythm and builds sleep pressure throughout the day, leading to better sleep at night. Brisk walking means moving fast enough that you can talk but not sing comfortably. This moderate intensity is perfect for improving sleep and stimulating BDNF production. If walking is difficult due to mobility issues, chair exercises, swimming, or any movement that elevates your heart rate will work. The key is daily consistency and moderate intensity. Within 1 week, you'll notice you're sleeping better. Within 1 month, you'll notice your memory improving. Within 3 months, the improvements will be undeniable. Tomorrow morning, start the exercise habit that rebuilds your memory. Reversal strategy. 5. Eliminate alcohol before bedtime. Why does that nightcap you think helps you sleep actually destroy your memories? Many seniors believe a drink before bed helps them sleep. But the National Institute on Aging has published clear research showing that alcohol severely disrupts the sleep stages necessary for memory consolidation. While alcohol might help you fall asleep faster initially, it prevents your brain from entering REM sleep and deep sleep. which are the stages where memories are transferred from temporary storage to permanent storage. You might spend 8 hours in bed, but your brain never gets the sleep it needs to save your memories. Dr. Christian Nicholas, a neuroscientist at the University of Surrey, conducted research showing that alcohol consumed before sleep disrupts the normal sleep cycle by preventing the brain from cycling properly through sleep stages. Normally, you move through light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep in approximately 90-minute cycles throughout the night. Alcohol suppresses REM sleep during the first half of the night, which is when most memory consolidation occurs. As the alcohol metabolizes, you experience REM rebound, where your brain tries to catch up on missed REM sleep. This causes frequent awakenings and fragmented sleep during the second half of the night. The result is terrible sleep quality and memories that never get properly stored. Research published in the journal Alcoholism, Clinical and experimental research found that even moderate alcohol consumption before bed significantly impairs memory consolidation, particularly for information learned that day. Consider what happens to your memories when you regularly drink alcohol before bed. The events of your day, the faces you met, the conversations you had, and the information you learned all sit in temporary storage, waiting to be consolidated during sleep. But alcohol prevents the REM sleep cycles where this consolidation happens. Instead of being transferred to long-term memory, these experiences fade and disappear. You wake up the next morning unable to recall details from the previous day. Over time, this pattern creates the impression that your memory is failing due to age, when in reality, it's the alcohol preventing proper memory formation. The damage is completely preventable and often reversible when you stop drinking before bed. The solution requires a clear decision and commitment. Stop consuming all alcohol at least 4 hours before your bedtime. If you go to bed at 10 p.m., your last drink must be finished by 6 p.m. This gives your body time to metabolize the alcohol before sleep begins. Even better, consider eliminating alcohol entirely if you're serious about restoring your memory. Many seniors find that after a few weeks without alcohol, their sleep quality improves dramatically, and their memory becomes noticeably sharper. If you currently use alcohol to help you fall asleep, replace it with herbal tea, warm milk, or a small handful of almonds, all of which can promote sleep without disrupting sleep stages. Tonight, choose memory over that drink. Your brain will thank you tomorrow. Reversal strategy. 6. Practice pre-sleep memory rehearsal. 5 minutes before sleep can determine which memories you keep and which you lose forever. Northwestern University has conducted fascinating research on how the brain consolidates memories during sleep. Dr. Ken Paller, a cognitive neuroscientist, discovered that memories that are briefly reviewed or rehearsed right before sleep are significantly more likely to be consolidated and retained compared to memories that weren't reviewed. This happens because your brain prioritizes consolidating whatever was most recently active in your mind when you fell asleep. The process works through a mechanism called targeted memory reactivation. When you actively think about specific information, people or events right before sleep, you're essentially tagging those memories as important. During sleep, your brain preferentially replays and consolidates these tagged memories, strengthening the neural connections that store them. Research published in Psychological Science showed that students who reviewed study material right before sleep performed significantly better on memory tests compared to students who reviewed the same material at other times of day. The same principle applies to everyday memories. Reviewing the important moments, faces, names, and information from your day right before sleep dramatically increases the likelihood that you'll remember them permanently. Think about what most people do in the final minutes before sleep. They scroll through their phones, looking at random content, watch television passively, or simply close their eyes without any intentional thought. Their brains receive no signal about which memories are important and worth preserving. Memory consolidation happens randomly, with no priority given to the information that actually matters. Compare this to someone who spends 5 minutes before sleep actively reviewing their day. They mentally walk through the important conversations, visualize the faces of people they met, repeat names they want to remember, and review information they learned. They're sending clear signals to their brain about which memories to prioritize during the night. The difference in memory retention is substantial. The solution requires just 5 minutes and costs nothing. Once you're in bed with the lights off, spend 5 minutes mentally reviewing your day. Think about the people you spoke with and picture their faces. Repeat their names silently. Review important conversations and what was discussed. Think about information you learned or tasks you need to remember. Visualize places you went and things you did. Don't just let your mind wander randomly. Actively and intentionally review what you want to remember. Then allow yourself to drift off to sleep. Your brain will spend the night strengthening these specific memories. Within days, you'll notice you're retaining more information. Within weeks, your overall memory function will improve noticeably. Tonight, spend those 5 minutes rehearsing what you want to remember. Your sleeping brain will do the rest. Poor sleep is the memory killer that most seniors don't recognize, but the 6 strategies you just learned can reverse the damage and restore your memory starting tonight. Establish a consistent sleep schedule, create a dark and cool sleep environment, eliminate screens 2 hours before bed, exercise daily, stop drinking alcohol before bedtime, and practice pre-sleep memory rehearsal. Each strategy is simple, costs little or nothing, and begins working immediately. Memory loss isn't inevitable. It's reversible when you prioritize the sleep your brain desperately needs. Which of these sleep habits are you changing tonight? Tell me in the comments which strategy you're starting with and why. If you're ready to prioritize sleep and restore your memory, click that like button right now. Subscribe for more brain health strategies that actually work for seniors. Share this immediately with anyone struggling with memory problems who needs to know this life-changing information. Sharing this video could help someone reverse memory loss they thought was permanent. The choice is yours, but your memory recovery starts tonight with the decisions you make about sleep.